Well, good afternoon, viewers. Today we have a 2010 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It was in here a few weeks ago. I did some repairs. Now he's got an issue with the heater. The blend door occasionally doesn't switch from hot to cold or cold to hot. And I've taken it apart. Where is the part here? So this is a common occurrence where the blend door shaft breaks off. Another thing to fail is this plastic link, which I bought, and the actuator, but the actuator seems to be working okay. It's just that the door is broken. You can see that white plastic piece is part of the actual shaft on the door. Now, Dorman makes a relocation kit that goes into the other side. So we're looking at the right-hand side, and this is a single zone AC system that doesn't have dual zone, but the heater box is basically the same if it did. So you can see the mounting location for the actuator, and that white shaft at the end is the blend door. And I put a screwdriver in there and turned it, and it turns nice and free. It's just cheap plastic. So Dorman makes a kit which relocates the motor to this side and goes onto that shaft. And I've ordered it, but it's going to be several days to get because they're in short supply. There's a little harness, and you got to extend the harness from the other side over to this side and switch a couple of wires around, I think, change the polarity on the motor. So the Dorman kit includes a little plastic link to go between the actuator and the blend door shaft, and a couple of tie wraps. I don't know what this is for, some terminal tool, I guess. And basically it relocates it from one side to the other. So take it from the driver's side, put it to the passenger side, and that link goes in there. Otherwise, you got to take the entire heater box out and change the blend door. If it was dual zone, they have a different solution, but this was not dual zone, so we're fortunate. So here is the Dorman relocation kit, 604-386. It took a while to get it. The kit comes with some little tie wraps, an O-ring seal, an O-ring of some kind, and two of these plastic links. Now I don't know why there's two, because they both look the same, and a little mini screwdriver. Now if I remember reading the instructions, and it comes with a detailed instructions, I think you have to switch the polarity of the wires to the module, or to the actuator. But I'm going to look through the instructions and we're going to get this thing done today, hopefully. So what's happened is the shaft sticking out of the case on the driver's side is broke off, and it's sticking out, so it still turns. And you can relocate this kit inside there where that white shaft is. But you have to make sure that the shaft is not broken. If it's broken in the door's binding, this is not going to work. And this kit is only for single zone AC. So there's the actuator installed on the right side. I used a extension. Where is it here? And a 9mm socket to locate this. It's really hard to reach in there, and it's kind of a friction fit, this little gear. Only goes on one way. And then you can use the socket to spin the door back and forth to make sure it travels and doesn't bind, because if it's binding, it's just going to break another piece. So now we got to read the instructions about what to do with the wiring harness. I thought it would come with a little plug-in harness. That would have been cool, but no.
I guess that wire has to be separated from the rest of the harness to relocate it to this side of the heater box. So to get that wiring harness out of there, it's taped with this cloth tape. And it's difficult because you can't reach up from underneath. Got to reach it through here like this. And I used a fillet knife to pick away at the tape from a distance here. So I think we got to switch the polarity of these two wires in this connector. The gray wire is on the outside, and I think it has to go on the inside, but I'm going to read the instructions. So you got to take the heater controls out because that harness is taped up here and just around the corner, and you have to go in there and pull this harness out. Now, switch the polarity around, you pry the connector open and depin the terminals and switch them. Now the gray one's on the inboard side, and that should reach over there now. Now we reassemble. So we're looking in from the left-hand side of the dash. Truck is running, max cold. I wonder if you can see that actuator turning. It's working now anyways. So we'll put this back together. Call this one fixed.